So, thank you. So please fasten your seatbelts now, because this will be the best panel of the whole day. So I can promise now, it's of course, I'm just a plain simple physicist, but I have been given the task of herding the cats towards the end of this day, and everybody's exhausted. But I can promise you that I will finish on time, because I have a plane to catch. So that is a very good promise. Now, let me just very briefly reflect on what was said during the day, in particular in the morning. First of all, I would say we will not see any wonderful Hollywood movies during this panel, I gather. The one Jackie McGlade has shown, that gives you the shivers, so to speak. But I have to offer a number of beautiful minds. And that is quite a privilege, actually. I'll come to them a little bit later. The other thing is, I heard today that we got the wrong narrative, so to speak, the Al Gore narrative of fear and so on, the inconvenient truth. Now we can turn it around, and we can have a narrative around convenient untruths. I give you 4 of them. The first one, and this is really reflecting the whole climate change debate since people like Bill Nordhaus a long time ago at IIASA presented his DICE model and other things. The first convenient untruth is there is no global warming, and this has been shattered by science. The second convenient untruth is humans are not involved. This has been disproven to a very large extent. Barian is nodding, Barian Moore. The third one is more serious. It is global warming is no problem, even if we go up to 4 or 5 or 8 degrees, which is the RCP 8.5 projection for the year 2300. I come to that in a minute. But the fourth is the most vicious of all, the convenient untruth, and that is being debated very vigorously right now in Europe. That is, there's nothing we can do about it. So, it's not true, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I will just say, I have been briefing the new World Bank president, Dr. Kim, a few weeks ago. He's a medical doctor and anthropologist, has been trained at Harvard and other fine institutions. And he's going to make climate change a priority of his presidency. Yeah? And I gave him a briefing because we have done a report for the World Bank called Preparing for a 4 Degrees World. And actually, after we had this briefing, we were asked to change the title of that and to talk about how to avoid a 4 degrees world. Because the impacts 4 degrees by 2100, I said I'm a physicist, I can assure you, 4 degrees by 2100 means, on average, 8 degrees by the year 2300. And that means many places on this earth will become no-go areas. So we'll work on that. But I'm very privileged to announce that this panel is dealing with the fourth convenient untruth, and to turn it into a truth. I guess there is something we can do about it. Whether we can hold the 2 degrees line is completely open, but a transformation of the energy system is possible, as well as new innovative ways of creating climate coalitions. Bill Nordhaus is going to talk about it. Carlo Rubbia is going to talk about breakthrough innovations, and our Japanese colleague, Kenji, will talk about what will happen post-Fukushima in Japan, and we have 2 great colleagues from IIASA here who will give so-called framing presentations. That means they are going to provide the frames for the beautiful minds we have here. And I guess we start with Keivan Riai, whom I know well. He's the leader of the energy systems analysis here at IIASA, or something like that. But he's a great scholar, and you have 5 minutes or 8 minutes? What is it? Something in between, huh? But I will be strict, whatever it is.